free to stand.
All right, Mr. Kule, I want you to react to this. You saw the situation, you saw the development yesterday when President Bola Tinubu visited Benue State. We saw in a video children chanting and cheering President Bola Tinubu up in the rain. Does it make any sense to you?
Yeah, it makes a very big sense. God bless my president. God bless Tinubu. What I expected of him, even outshine what I expected of him. And I can say wholeheartedly, the president went there with wisdom, message of wisdom. And you see, they said when two elephants fight, the grass will suffer. It did not put all the blame game on the governors, on Akume, on the state actors in that place, but he let them realize when Benue is being occupied by Fulani, what will be left for you people? And it brought a lot of them together, and I can see a precedent in him yesterday. And anybody, I expected the critics would be, talking the other way.
Other way? What
yeah,
way?
And the other way, they will never see something good that the president did.
But did you get my question right? Did you get it?
Yes. The question is like,
I said, why were children forced to, or why were they compelled to wait to welcome the president in the rain? School children.
Were they compelled? Are you sure they were compelled?
Yeah, they were there.
But
in the rain.
Okay, the leader may appreciate. You see, nobody envisage the rain will fall. So we don't need to take that as.
What were they supposed to do at that point when the rain started? When it started raining, what were they supposed to do? Were they supposed to leave the children in the rain to welcome the president?
You ask the governor then, the governor of the states, right? I mean, is the president blame game likewise? Is it the president blame game? So I mean, we should exempt our president out of, even some people, if they cannot pregnate their wife, they will say it's president. If they cannot, I mean, you could see how docile Nigerians are. I mean, so I have no business why those kids are there. You have to ask the governor, which is our leader. That was it the one that prepared those students or those kids to be on the streets inside the rain? I mean, it's not the president, but because the president was not notified that there will be children that will be lining up before he came. But I want to give it to Mr. President. I still repeating, anybody that is critics of him should be very, 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 very careful and be watchful of what he's saying, because there's nothing he can do more than what he did yesterday. He brought all the parties together and he gave an advice to Aliyah that when he was a governor, he was criticized in Lagos State. So he needs to, absorb a lot of criticism in his, cabinet.
He gave them marching order yesterday to hunt down these perpetrators. Is this not another story for the gods?
It is not another story. I want to believe, first and foremost, let me start by appreciating the Mr. President for giving a listening ear to all the Nigerians, to all those who are criticizing concerning the issue in Benue State. He gave a listening ear and he did the necessity, which it was there to visit them and to solidarize with the injured ones and those who passed on. That is one. Then, by giving the marching order, I think that is what we are expecting, but still not enough. Like I said on Monday, I said the situation of killing in Nigeria is a genuine factor that we need to hire on the house. And the way and manner how to go about it, I made mention of the entire security forum in Nigeria, the ex-Secretary General, and so many should be addressed and should be found to be put into question, and how to go about it, which is a major channel. And concerning the issue of children welcoming the president Bola Tinubu yesterday in the rain, I want to believe that it's an individual strategy. By bringing the children together, that they should come and welcome the Mr. President. It is not a crime for the children to come and welcome the Mr. President. But I just felt that the rain, the idea should have been considered that this rain it be too heavy on these children. Okay. Am I communicating? Remember when we are in school, if a governor is coming to our school to visit us, it's a boost of morale for we as a student. We welcome them to I as a student, I'm standing before my governor of my state or the president of my country. It's a boost of morale to an individual student. That very yesterday. No, so I'm not going to condemn that. I can only condemn the idea of those school authority who led those children outside the school to welcome Mr. President inside the rain. But it's a boost of morale individually to the students.
All right, let me go to the comment section. Muki Great is saying that that's not the president's problem, that the president has no fault in this. That's what Muki is trying to say. I'll move on to another person here, another viewer. See human, Mr. Man doesn't. Okay, the so-called condolence inside rain. Why are they inside rain? Well, that's what he's trying to say there.
The guy we should have buy them umbrella and take it to Benue instead of complaining about where those kids are needed. And one significant thing the president did was he's going to give them ranches in Benue. All the solutions that they have been going, that has been affecting them, the situation control will be done in the Benue issues, and give it to him entirely. When he said, as it is now, the Benue governor, that's the Alea, and he should go and set up, the mechanism for the security apparatus in that region. And at the same time, the president came blunt to the security apparatus. Likewise, the state federal security apparatus. That where are the arrests? That was the message the president first of all asked. Yes, the question he asked. Chief of defense. Okay. Then it came down to announce the NSA that where are the arrests? Ribadu, where are the arrests? Musa, where are the arrests? And what else do you want to expect the president to do? The arched men that he sent on the field, they could not make any arrests. And now every one of us, we stay here blaming president. If they cannot even peace, they will say it's the president.
Okay, I'm still coming back to that. Okay, I'm worse. Let me read it out. See, human, Mr. Man, it doesn't make a single sense to gather children in a place where they are mourning. Is that so-called condolence inside rain? That's I'm worse.
Who is to be blamed?
All right.
Who is to be blamed? Like I said, the school authority owes the blame. And like I said, it's a boost of morale individually to those students to have seen the Mr. President for the first time as a student coming to that state to visit that state. But all the blame, I forward all the blame to the school authority. As the principal of a school, as a school proprietor, I shouldn't have let my students out of the school under a heavy rain. So it's not a crime if Mr. President visited them to consolidate with them there, and for the students to have welcomed the Mr. President as well. So we should just stop all this and ship or self-hatred about our leaders.
All right, so on to the next one. We have Big T Prince saying that Mr. President did excellently well yesterday. He should be commended.
I give kudos.
Yeah, you're welcome. We love that. Thank you.
Love that.
All right, Mr. Mike, does Nigeria have a child act rights? Andrew Osaze, this is coming from Osaze. Does Nigeria have a child act rights? On to the next one. DKNY, this man don't know what he's talking about. He don't know that Tinubu is a liar and a deceiver.
I think if he has one of the Tinubu in his family, he won't be saying that.
What genuine evidence do you have about Tinubu? You don't just come online to criticize your president or to shatter them, to condemn them. If you are given an opportunity to lead a 10-man committee or a 20-man committee, what can you be boast of? Can you deliver to Nigerians? Can you deliver to your community, to society? You don't have to be a chief critic, okay? We learn to deliver.
I think this guy must have destroyed his home. So he wants to destroy Nigeria.
I know we don't.
We don't do that on social media.
Don't use that kind of word. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, how I wish God will open the eyes of these people supporting government of Nigeria on how they are romancing these terrorists if they know what Fulani is cooking for them. This is coming from Emmanuel Ogoja. Baba Yaga is saying very humiliating. Herdsmen ransack your village, then the government makes you stand under the rain. PO would never do that. or allow that to happen. That's Peter Obi will never do that or allow that to happen.
Peter Obi, me, I don't know Peter Obi for now. Who I know is the president, right?
But would he have allowed that?
We did have allowed that. It was nature. It was nature, guys. We don't need to start what we know, what we were taught in school. It was nature. Did rain send invitation to them that it's going to rain? No. Let's answer ourselves. Are they aware there will be raining? There will be rain. Are they aware? It was nature. Can you control nature? And I pity for the kids that they set up on the street to welcome the Mr. President. And the majority of us now, you will still start putting that blame game on Mr. President. Why are we so callous in this country?
It is never the fault of Mr. President.
Why are we so callous?
Forward such blame to Mr. President.
That's why we remain where we are now. All of us will be hatred. Our brothers that we are even nearer to us, they carry that hatred over their head. So what are they still looking for?
Even in that visit, we saw people carrying placards of Mr. President for 2027 election and all of that. It was supposed to be a condolence visit. Does that make any sense to you?
It's a political organization. It's a political strategy. It's a political opposition strategy to wash or to mess the decision of the Mr. President.
Opposition strategy to mess him up?
Yes.
By carrying placards and the placards of what's his name? Alia, the governor of that state.
Exactly. It's opposition party. It is opposition. It's a strategy of opposition party. It's what you and I can understand very well. When you see such acts, such scenario, you should understand this is a political strategy. It is a strategy from political opponents.
Yeah, Mr. Clay, what's your take on that?
Yeah, proud to the visit of the Mr. President. Benue happens to be a divided house.
Exactly.
Akume and a liar.
Yes, the SGF.
SGF and the governor. And that was what President Bola Tinubu tried as an elder statement to settle them, to bring them together, that they are one. When you detach yourself, you are having issue with yourself, you are creating lacuna for this charlatan X-Men to come into your system, to come into your space. So Mr. President did as an elder to settle that route between Alia and Akume. So give it to him for that as a solution provider. And he now told them anything they need to rebuild that area, the federal government will be ready to support them. You know, they are APC. All of them are APC there in that region. Majority of them. The governor is an APC man. Akume is an APC man. So why are you fighting each other? It's the supremacy of power. You guys are, flaunting. So he said they should go ahead their grievances, which is an elder. And he went to the extent that Aliyah, people will criticize you. Even me, myself, they are still criticizing me. The critics, they never know anything good than criticizing. When you do good, they will not even, this guy is doing well. But the bad aspect of you is what they will be looking at. And who is perfect? Who is perfect in life? That's the message. What are you bringing on if you know you have a clean hand, what are you bringing on yeah, come to the table and let people, that's when people will dig out your atrocity you have been committing.
All right, away from that, because of our time, who was really responsible for the violence in Southeast? Is it Mazin Abdikam?
Yeah, I would say it's Nnamdi Kanu.
That was responsible.
Nnamdi Kanu is responsible for the violence and the loss of life. Loss of a glorious individual life, individual souls in the East. We should stop going to 1953, talking about 1953. Haven't peace been restored in the East since 1953? Even while Ojukwu was alive after the incident of Biafra, the issue of Biafra, there is peace in Biafra. We should not just be sentimental. We should not be full of bastardizing mind or attitude in addressing the situation of Nigeria. What Nnamdi Kanu has led himself into, it is a very big offense internationally. Okay? The reaction and the motion of Nnamdi Kanu warranted the seat at home in the East. If I should tell them, a lot of residents in East, they are crying of not being able to go to their work, not be able to do their business. They don't have freedom. And why they are still using force and authority on them to sit at home. And this is not working. They are not living well. There's no freedom. There's no happiness. There's no peace. And how to go about this? The leaders of the Ohanesi of the Igbo Forum, the entire Easterners leaders should come together and sit down and let's think how to move ahead. How can we restore peace back to our state? How can we restore peace back to our nation? So when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, after he gave the marching order of sit at home, and he's trying to escape through the Benin Republic before he was caught there. So Nigeria has power to ask them to bring him down. He had to come and answer his case. It's not that maybe he's being kidnapped. He was not kidnapped. Nnamdi Kanu was not kidnapped. It is not a crime for you to protest. But if you want to protest, you need to learn the positive practical part of it. Don't protest violently. Don't protest in a such way and manner that we affect life, that we affect property. But
in the first place, was it a violent one?
In the first place,
was the agitation all about violence?
The agitation was not about violence in the first place.
It was peaceful in the first place, right?
What Nnamdi Kanu should know that as a leader, there are people that will over-execute an assignment given to them. Which I want to believe that he has failed to do that, to address those errors and those blunders. Because there are some individuals with a bitter mind that will over-perform that more than the way you have asked them to do. And every blame will eventually come on him as a leader. It's not a crime. I'm also an agitator. I'm also a human rights activist. But the way I'm going to agitate, I'm going to protest is going to be different totally. Today now, all the blame is coming on Nnamdi Kanu because he was the front man. But he has failed to address the home, the people who led the assignment, who led the execution. So today now, that is what he's facing.
All right.
I think I saw pity. I got sympathized with Nnamdi Kanu with the route he went through to get himself to where he is today. Nnamdi Kanu will have learned from people like Wazirike, people like what's it called? You're talking of the Wazirike, you're talking of the Gani Adams, you're talking of when Obasanjo clamped all of them into prison. You know, I think the face of Biafra ought to be Wazirike because he really pushed out his agenda when the combat military were in power. I'm talking of the President Obasanjo was in power. He put them into dig hole, underground hole. They spent years under that mole, under that ground mole. What else? And this guy came out, he suffered. You can't fight and hand it in a day. The continuity, it's a continuity battle, engagement with the government. But I think, you see, there are some things we cannot say here, in which Nnamdi Kanu is guilty of, about Lagos here, right? During the HESAS. So we just need to bury that. Some people that are just crying, they don't know anything. What you cannot end, don't start it. That is what the advice they will give. I've been an agitator too. In my school, I was an agitator to the extent we were given suspension in school. But we knew how we went about it. And when the law of the land, of the state, of the school caught up with us, you know, they beat nonsense out of us. I think Nnamdi Kanu is even enjoying a bit where he is because he has a lot of solidarity.
City Stand. City Stand.